to the start of year 3 of this full sim. I've already set up the rosters. We didn't do anything but add a few more. I found a few 23-year-olds in the Rule 5 draft that should be potential Rookie of the Year candidates. I needed a few starting pitchers, so I went ahead and did that. And so I found a couple other position players. I'm going to keep all my top prospects except for my catcher in AA, and also that reliever. Uh, oh, actually, I'm going to move him to AA too, just because he's not in the 60s yet. Only one I kind of want to move up is Hester, but overall, I feel like it's probably better to keep them in AA for another year for the time being. Should be one more. And then, so all our top prospects are pretty much in AA here. And again, our best top prospects are all pitchers currently, minus Perez here, who I will probably bring up in September. And I'll probably watch that game with maybe a little bit of commentating for his major league debut. And other than that, I think we are set. Who else is on here? So I think he was a 1 year. Okay, I think we are good. We should be set. We got a ton of money available, and it's mostly because I haven't signed anybody yet, so. And we're getting plenty in the revenue sharing. We should have plenty of arbitration eligible guys this year. So let's get started. And I gotta make sure I keep an eye on him because there's a good chance they might try and move him up. It is the last thing I want to happen. Also, I forgot to... I don't know how they got bullpen game on here. And I don't know what that means either. I've never seen that. I do not know what OP means. This is the first time I've ever seen that, so that is actually kind of interesting. Oh, where is he? Oh, that's MLB. Oh, there he is. Make him the closer, since he has good stuff. But they should be very, very good. So, let's see what we have. We did get the first pick. in this draft. After having the second last year, I do wish we had a higher second round pick or a second pick, but I don't like two-seamers. So a lot of starting pitchers, a lot of college and junior college guys there. So, does have a slight chance of being generational, but I don't think he will be in the long run, just because his contact is a tad bit low, and his fielding ability is a little too high. But I might still scout him first. His power is too low to be generational. Same with this one. And again, if I do find another generational talent, I 100%, if they're 18, they stay down until they hit 20, instead of bringing them up right away. Not that one. I have seen one as low as 16th rated as well. Four-seam fastball. Mariano Naive. Yeah, a lot of pitching in this one. Don't think there's a generational talent in this one. Just from the looks of it. So, I'm going to start with that center fielder. Probably do both these two center fielders. So, center field is probably going to be something I focus on. Then, before, let's see what else. I believe I still need a shortstop slash second baseman. Let's put second base. There we go. I think that's a good start right there. Let's see what he looks like. I'm gonna fix that myself just so they don't try to bring him up. In all honesty, I really don't care. See, he's a rookie, right? I want to make sure these guys are playing. Okay, that should be good. So I wonder if it's because no, it still says there's 7 in there. So that's weird. Yeah, so it doesn't look like any of the guys that I got in the Rule 5 draft are gonna turn into potential picks. So the only way I'd get it is if I brought up John Perez, and I don't want to bring him up yet till later. Okay, definitely he's not going to be generational. It dropped to 93, so if it was going to be generational, it would only drop to 94. I'll still finish him out just because I want to see. Let's go ahead and do another week of these. So yeah, definitely not as good as I was hoping. Probably not worthy of the number one pick. I would definitely say there's a good chance this draft we're taking a pitcher number one. It's almost a guarantee at this point. Ooh, this one could be interesting. He's not going to be, but although I would actually really like to see generational talents that weren't prototypical in that sense. He's not having a great start to the year, but how about my other guys? I would definitely say we could probably move these guys up to AAA. At least these top two come September. Did I do that? Yeah, again, not great at all. Okay. We might as well look at this left fielder as well. So that means those first four were all pitchers, so surprisingly, they took a massive dive. Okay, so let's look at that. I don't think I'm gonna go center field now, so just gotta make sure that they don't move him up on purpose. As I've seen it happen. Oh, again, don't think he's generational. He's probably gonna be a high contact, low power guy. But you never know. Good dude. Oh, and he has a catcher secondary as well, so that could be a potential first overall pick right there. I would definitely be open to him. Well, that's a contender right there. He looks like he's ready contact wise. Like main, he's not gonna have a ton of power, but if he grows into the power, he could be a very good left fielder. I think that is going to be a contender for the number one pick. Because I'm definitely not taking an injured player this time, so not after what happened last time. Okay, so let's look for some international guys, see how many people are in the East. And then, so I'm probably going to stop focusing on the high-end guys now, since it looks like I've found who is probably the best player in the draft. I would say in that left fielder. See if there's a lower rated center fielder that looks interesting. No. Yeah, none of those really look very good. No. Probably not. That'll be a low overall, high potential person. High power second baseman. That could be a good one. But he'll probably be gone before round 2. That's why I want to get a lower rated guy. That could be okay. Um, I would say let's look at this one. It's a switch hitter. Should have decent durability, decent fielding. Obviously, he's not going to be great right out the gate, but about this one. I do kind of want to look at this one too, but I don't think he's going to be worthy of the number 1 pick. Not like that left fielder. This one will probably be gone. He looks like he's more of a glove first second baseman. This one could be more all-rounded. Again, let's do this one. That one looks like he has better power, good durability, decent speed, average fielding. Let's look at this one. Okay, so ooh, well, that could be a decent one. So definitely finish that one out. See if there were any decently discovered ones. That one could be decent. Might be, I'll probably try to scout this one too, as a higher overall, potentially. Those could all be decent. be decent if he's there in the second round. Should be a mid-B potential. Average speed, average fielding, pretty much average all around. Let me see if there's any others. I haven't seen any. Don't look like there is any. They haven't popped up yet. There's another potential 99, but power doesn't look like it's going to be there. Ooh. I'm going to have to do this one right away. That looks like a very good third baseman. 100% going to do that one. Okay, I'm probably going to move off east here. We're going to go back to international. I want to go ahead and get some outfielders too. I am curious to see how this guy, this discovered guy looks. Okay. Wow. He did not go down at all. This might be... The big problem is, I have seen guys like this go as early as like pick 7. I feel like I need to fully scout him. Okay, I'm just gonna look at the central and then we're gonna go probably all pitchers so I can get pitchers fully scouted here. I want to do one more week. I want to make sure he's fully scouted. I don't know if that's like one of those guys that they give you where there is like a glitch and their potential ends up being 79 even though it says it's 82 to 94. But if this guy is as good as it says he is, that is going to be, that could easily be uh, as good as the guy I got in my other Pizza Eaters franchise. Because I discovered a guy that was an 80 overall with 97 potential, and he was discovered. So it's very possible this guy could be that same, like, yeah, if his fielding ability is that good, he could go straight into the majors. Obviously, I will not because he's only 19. And we still need a lot of other things. Okay, I'm gonna switch my other one to an efficiency. Just need a high 90s. Or not. So it doesn't look like I'm gonna get one, but I guess I can live with the 89. Or the 87, whatever it was. Yeah, we can do that one. Okay, still in AAA. To be honest, he's not really lighting it up as well as I would like. So I feel like I made a good decision waiting another year. He's not doing too bad, but he is a glove first third baseman currently, so he's still a long ways from hitting wise. The pitching so far, not great. He's been pretty good though. Overall, not too bad so far. It's reasonable. I almost want to do one more week just in case. I'm actually going to do a little bit of the West too. I hate that it's only 5%, even though I changed the one I had, so there was also let's look at this one. How many? I am curious because there are a couple West ones up here, so just to see how good they are. There's normally only like 5 to 10 most times, so yeah, like there's 13. It's not even worth doing on a consistent basis like that. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do pitcher one more time then. So we'll do Central. That'll be number 2. I'm obviously not gonna get enough to. Tyler Glass now gets traded. I believe he is a free agent at year's end. Okay, let's see where we're at now. Like, I'm very tempted to take that third baseman with my first pick. Like, no joke. I don't know if I want to risk waiting until my second pick and potentially losing him. It's very possible that might happen. But I also feel like I need to take this one because I'm fairly positive this one has a high chance of being that glitched player that'll have 79 potential and like low 60s overall, I think. Because I've seen it before with discovered prospects. I did one not too long ago that had one like that, but their potential also was a little bit higher. Let's switch that to the east, I guess, now. Well, actually, let's go ahead and do this instead. Because that'll do 61%. gonna leave those other two on there. Okay, last week before the draft. This could also be a contender right here. Like, no joke. Clutch is obviously not going to be good, but everything else is pretty quality right off the bat. He could easily be a starter in the majors relatively soon. Also, this one looks nice too. Um, about that one. Let's go ahead and do this one because it's really low down there. It'll be pretty much fully scouted then. Okay. Suzuki. Also in the last year of his deal. You do tend to see a lot of trades. This looks like it's a pretty even trade. 27th ranked prospect, 22-year-old, for Yanier Diaz. I mean, not super high overall, but not bad. Trent Grisham. Apparently, he had a good enough career to make the Hall of Fame, but Ronald Acuna Jr. did not in a 10-year sim I did. Like, it made no sense because Ronald had far better stats than he did in that sim. So it kind of made me a little upset. As we get another trade. Otto Lopez, Brian De La Cruz for John Catt, and Dylan O'Ray. Okay, let's go to the draft. So here's the dilemma. There's three players I'm very intrigued with. Todd Jerrigan, Luis Rivera, William Waite. Personally, and they're all, well, he opted out, so that could end up being bad as well. I feel like the best choice is probably him because he can play four different positions as well as being the younger of the three. I think he's going to be a high B most likely. He's probably not going to be an A. I don't think he's going to be the top end of all these. His durability is also a tad bit lower. Everything about him is good except for his clutch. His clutch is going to be a little suspect. Plus, I'm not a big fan of the two-seamer, but he has a very good pitch mix. And then this guy, there is the chance that he falls to my first or my second pick, which would be ideal because then I can just take him there. But there's also a good chance I've seen guys like this go in the top 10 before. So it's very possible he goes before then. Oh, did he actually get all the way done? Or is that the same guy? It should only been like 90%, but that might be that same guy. Still looks pretty good, so there's quite a few guys I would not mind taking with my second pick if they fall. So again, I normally go pitcher at that pick, so let me see if there's anybody else. I'm probably going to skip both of these because they might have decent overalls, but their potential is going to be lower. And I need more potential at this point than I need overall. I don't think I did any shortstops in this one. Looking to see if there were any others. I wanted to scout this one too, but I didn't get a chance to. I would be open to this guy as well, depending on what's there. That's another one to look at. And then, were there any discovered closing pitchers? No. Yeah, I try to wait until I can find a discoverable closing pitcher. But I don't really feel like I discovered any that were worth drafting. Pretty much the same here. I highly doubt any of these are worth drafting. But I do need to start thinking about drafting more, so if he is still there, I will probably go with them. So I think look at that one. Okay, I think I'm set now. I'm still on the fence, but I'm gonna go ahead and start it just because I need to make that choice. So I honestly don't know where to go. This is a really tough decision, but I'm leaning more towards the left fielder because he has the catcher secondary, center field, and right field as secondary positions. And he has pretty good defense. So he can play all those exceptionally well. And I've had good luck with drafting left fielders with the catcher secondary before in the past. Again, not going to have a ton of power, but he does have good speed as well. He's pretty much guaranteed to have middle 70s overall. The biggest thing with him is going to be his clutch. His clutch is going to be lacking. And it's highly likely he's high B, low A instead of a mid A. I'm gonna hope the third baseman drops to my second round pick. I'm gonna pass on the pitcher because I don't like taking pitchers first, especially in the first round, unless they're just absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna go left fielder. 4 positions he can play, plus the prime position of catcher, and plays all the outfield positions. So I feel like that's the way to go. I think that's a safe pick. I think it'll at least be better than our last number 1 pick. Or not number 1, but number 2 pick. And he's the youngest of the 3. So I am curious to see when. So the other 2 picks were both starting pitchers, and neither one was very good. So this must be a very, very weak class. Just from the looks of it, if those 2 were the first picks, or 2 of the first 3 picks. That's 4 starting. Oh, well, he's gone. So I don't have to worry about taking him. So that doesn't happen often, but it does happen. That was my backup plan. So obviously I want to wait a few minutes because I'm curious to see who all gets taken here. So far, it's gone pretty typical. Shortstop. Yeah, and a lot of these are not what I was expecting. First baseman. That one's probably going to be like a 70 overall guy, but he's going to be as good as he gets. He's not going to get any better. He'll be a high D, low C guy. That's normally what those ones are, just from past experiences. Well, so far, most of those mid-tier ones are still there. Yeah, I wouldn't risk taking any of these high draft rank ones because those ones typically are not very good if you don't scout them ahead of time. There's a lot of ones that weren't in the top 30 going. Yeah, I definitely think I will do another. I'm probably gonna do one with the Cardinals at some point with their normal roster, just because they probably have the worst roster in the game, and it seems like they always get an extra pick. start. Yeah, there's still a lot of guys that are in the 30s that are coming up, so which is again crazy if you ask me. That just shows you this draft class was not very top heavy. But I definitely think I got probably one of the best players in the draft at number 1. And then I'll start skipping once we get to my pick here. Again, I was mostly just curious because I want to see who all goes in the meantime. Okay, we'll go ahead and skip now. So third baseman is still there. So I was definitely in consideration with taking him with the first pick. So the fact that I can get him at pick 39, I would say is a win. And then I'm probably going to skip any other position players and just focus on pitching afterwards. But I'm definitely not going to pass him up here, so I definitely think that's going to be hopefully a great pick. But we're going to go ahead and start fast forwarding through this now. Let's see here. I do believe, I would not be opposed to taking one of these. That velocity scares me on that one. But it's almost a guarantee he's going to be an A potential guy that has like 70 or a B potential with 70 overall. It almost always is. Every time. I will probably start doing that in the next draft. So which one do I want here? Got the cutter. Well, it's going to take the top rank guy, so I'm fine with that. Okay, the closer is gone. I'm not opposed to... Okay, we're probably going to do pitcher, so I'm probably just going to go this one. I think I can live with that. Let's look at relievers here. I do not expect... Obviously, these ones are probably not going to be as good as they say they are. Um, I don't have a lot of time. I gotta hurry up and pick one. Fine, we'll go with this one. I didn't want to take him that early, but I probably could have got him in the next round. That's a guaranteed high potential guy, but it's gonna take him like 10 years to make the majors. I might do this one just for... I'm gonna go ahead and take another reliever, I think. Or should I take another starter? Let's take a gamble. We're gonna take 2 relievers this time. So I'm curious to see if we get lucky. So let's see how that turned out. Okay, I gotta get those relievers on there as soon as possible. That one was easy. Let's see. I do want to go through one of these just because I want to... Okay, that one didn't move. That one did move a little bit. So, very possible he has a potential. I'm going to bet he's probably a 70 overall and a 90. Or like a 69 overall, 90 potential. That would be my guess. He's not going to have like great power numbers. That's good enough for me. And then I'm curious to see where these guys land. Wow, that's still that low? That's actually kind of crazy. When I took him number 1, offering him way above, too. This is actually kind of crazy. And that actually went up more. What can I say? Is he better sign? There. It kept going up. That's interesting. His potential kept going up. That's very intriguing. So as much as I want to try to keep him on there, I would like to get them both signed. I'm gonna hate it if I don't get either one. Well, this one's less likely to be a decent draft pick. So, I guess I won't be terribly upset. This one could potentially be decent, but if I don't, I will look for them both in free agency. Francisco Varela and Grady Fletcher. I'll have to remember those names. I mean, again, neither one was great. And probably he'll be probably the closest to being a C, would be my guess. Okay, I did get them both. So, let's see. I'm very interested to see how we did. Okay, not as high as I was thinking for actual potential, but 70 overall. Not upset whatsoever with that. I'm more than happy with that. That was far lower than I expected, but the overall is fantastic. That fielding ability is what brought him up, so that is a great pick. He would have been well worth taking number one as well, overall wise. So easily probably got the best two players in the draft, I would say. The two starting pitchers, right in the middle of the road, not bad. Relievers were a crapshoot. I just, without scouting them, you never know what you're gonna get. So I'm pretty happy with the top two picks for sure. Those are gonna be great picks. I do not remember who took that pitcher, but I want to take a quick scroll through these just to see if there's anybody else pretty highly rated. See if I missed anyone. Pretty good shortstop there. He was a 19-year-old, I know that. Garrett Turner, was it this one? It might have been this one. No, he's 18. I'm not, it could be that one. He was 19. It might have been this one. Okay, it was this one. So 71 overall. So all three of those guys would have been worth that first pick, in my opinion. So I am not upset one bit with my draft. I am pretty happy with what I got. Got a very good discovered prospect, just shy. He's going to tear up the minors, I think, next season. So obviously, again, took a little bit longer to do the draft than I planned. So we'll pick up the next episode starting with the beginning of next season. Or no, the next episode I'll start with since I'm gonna bring up the catcher, I'm gonna do his opening day or his first start. If he's not on the IL. So he actually might be on the IL. So never mind. He is gonna have to wait till next season. I was going to bring him up in September, but I guess we're gonna wait one more year. Or since he's gonna be hurt pretty much the rest of the year, so that's unfortunate. Let's see. So now I have two third basemen. So I can use this guy as trade bait. Oh, I didn't even realize, or I thought his first name was Chuck there for a second. It's not. It's Chris. I would say most of these pitchers are still not ready for AAA. This one might be close. He had another good year. Okay, see you.